Well, I hope you're having a great day. As you can tell, my throat's a little bit out of whack because I'm dealing with a little bit of a summer cold here, kind of brought in by a couple of weekends, very late weekends out in Seoul, and then the juxtaposition of the cold aircon units both in my little one room and the ever-increasing heat of the Korean summer. But I want to talk about a few things that have been on my mind for the last week. First of all, thank you so much for all the comments I've been receiving on not only the Soju video, but also all the other videos related to my time here in Korea, both from expats and from Koreans here in the Seoul area. It's just amazing to have that kind of response and that kind of positive feedback. One of the reasons why I really enjoy making these videos is because I absolutely enjoy learning about culture and interacting with more and more people from around the area that I'm visiting. And I'm really excited that I may have the opportunity to maybe in a few weeks meet with some of these people who have been leaving comments. So if you would like to kind of get together and maybe have a few drinks, some soju, let me know. Send me either a private message or drop a comment down here, and I'll try to keep a list. And then maybe in September, once I have a little bit more free time, we can get together and have a few drinks and have some fun and get to know each other on a more personal basis. Now, that being said, I'm still amazed at how many views my older videos are getting and all the great comments. The thing that I really enjoy most about being here in Korea is the opportunity to learn not only by what is printed in handouts like these as I go visit these historic places, but more importantly from the people that I get to interact with, and I hope to really be able to continue that. That being said, we went back to Hwasong Fortress this past week, and a few teachers and I did that, and as I play with my collar here, and we went there for a couple of different reasons. One, they really hadn't had the opportunity to see the fortress, and I didn't have the opportunity when I went last time to go to the palace, Hwasong Haengung, and I hope I pronounced that right, but if not, please correct me. And I really need to learn how to pronounce the romanization of Korean words better, and I really need to work on my Hangul, so I'm looking for some help in that regards. But anyway, going back to the palace, they have a few cultural demonstrations every weekend, and that's why I wanted to go. Now on Saturday they have two performances. The morning performance is an expose of martial arts taken not only from Korea but also for China and Japan. And I've studied martial arts in the past, and I was really interested in this. And I took some video, but where we were sitting really didn't have a great vantage point, so I'm not going to post any videos of that. I'll go back at a later time, and since I know what the performance looks like now, I can kind of gauge where I want to be to take these pictures. But it's really interesting because when you study specifically Asian cultures, having an insight in how their military developed and the different nuances of various martial art forms really helps you understand the culture. And it was just amazing to see the divergent nature and the assimilation of all these different forms brought together, and how the Korean people mastered all these various forms and put them to their best use. After seeing that performance, we actually got into a really good discussion about martial arts and about the origins of Taekwondo, and it was just fascinating to have that. We then kind of walked around the fortress, saw a few things, went to the palace, which was really fascinating because they have a really interesting setup there, because you can actually try a lot of things out, and they have really well-made display cases that you can actually learn a little bit more about the history. Then we came back in the afternoon because they had cultural performances, music, drums, dancing. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And if you're in the area, please make some time to go out to the palace inside Hwasong Fortress. I mean, it was great, and the performances were spectacular. And yeah, so I mean, it's just, I love this stuff. It's just fascinating. Probably one of the highlights of the performance was, of course, the last act, where they have a guy walking on a balance beam, jumping up and twisting around, not balance beam, but a rope. And it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. yeah, so I'm really enjoying my time here. Enjoy learning more about the culture. I can't wait to learn even more and actually meet some folks here in Korea and have more discussions about education, more discussions about culture, and kind of find some of the more interesting places to go and visit that aren't necessarily the big touristy places, because that's the real Korea. That's what I want to find, and that's what I want to experience. So have a great Tuesday, and I'll catch you later.